Now, that brings me to something I promised last week I would address, and I hope all of you will listen with a lot of grace for the next couple of minutes. But every one of us saw the hug heard round the world. As young Brandt John, from the stand, not knowing he was being recorded and sent his image to the world, he forgave Amber Guyger, the police officer that shot and killed his brother. And he even asked if he could hug her. And of course, social media blew up with people applauding the young man for making such a generous offer of peace. I applaud him too. I want to speak for a moment about that. You also probably noticed that for many people, especially people of color, there was some reservation about what the young man had done. And so this past week, I called 7 different black pastors, serious followers of Jesus in 6 different cities, and said, help me understand, what did you feel when you saw that hug? And every one of them applauded the courage of that young man to forgive the person that has changed his family forever. But they added, it did give us some sense of tension, because while many Christians, especially our white brothers and sisters, were quick to say, look how great forgiveness is, those same people were quiet when the injustice took place and didn't bring that up. They were quick to laud the forgiveness, but they were silent about the offense. And they said, historically, this is how it's often worked. It's the job of black Christians to forgive when we are treated unjustly, but often to the silence of our white brothers and sisters when it comes to injustice. Let me illustrate it this way. If someone is slapping you in the face repeatedly, and I walk up and I say, hey, I'm your pastor and you're a Christian and you should forgive them. Well, you should. But if they keep slapping you and I keep telling you to forgive them, and I never say, stop slapping them, you're probably not going to listen to me when I talk about forgiveness. I think that's a good word for us to hear. We should never laud forgiveness in a way that diminishes the need to speak for justice. And we should never be so committed to justice that we cannot applaud and affirm a stunning example of forgiveness. And that's what I do. I listened the next day as the young man, Brandt John, said, I didn't really plan on living the rest of my life hating this woman. That was my gesture, my decision of letting her know that I truly forgive her. She still deserves love. And I get it that a lot of people cannot understand what he did because they don't live it and they don't look at life through the framework of a cross and of a man on it that hung and said, I forgive my enemies that are killing me. And so that's how kingdom people live.